Alrighty, welcome to Bean Scotch Fitness. Sun's out, it's about 30 degrees out, but I'm going to go for a walk anyway. Want to get some activity going. Don't want to be just going to work and going to bed and going back to work. I worked overtime again last night. Hopefully I won't be doing that tonight. But it was a good opportunity to make some extra money. I figured, what the heck, might as well do it. So, get this adjusted here. I was talking to my Army buddy, and we're kind of going about all the things that we see going wrong in the world, and how a lot of our, not everyone, but a lot of our younger generation are really clueless to the dangers that lie ahead. And it's frustrating, I think, for us in my age group that are aware, because there are people in our age group are just unaware as they are. Thinking, how do we prepare them for it? How do we stop it? How do we do that? And finally got to the point, and this may seem cold, but you know, my buddy and I said we did our part. We did our service to God and country and family, and we did the best we could do. And now, younger generation, it's on you. You need to really pay attention to what you're setting the world up to be, because it's not the world you think it's going to be. I know, you old folks, you don't know what's going on. I used to be the same way. But I think about the time I was 25, I started realizing, you know, Dad knew some stuff. How do you know stuff? Oh, he's been around decades longer than I have. Been through 2 wars. You know, he raised 6 kids, had his own business. He knew stuff. And I started listening to him. And I understand, he did his part. Well, younger generation, I've done my part. You know, people say, well, everybody should be tolerant of each other. Well, you're not tolerant to anybody who has a different feeling than you. So I'm going to call you out on your being a hypocrite. It is what it is. Now, if you don't fall in this category, I'm not referring to you. But the ones that preach against tolerance and understanding are the most hateful people I know. Tolerance and understanding, as long as you tolerate and understand you, I guess. But, you know, it's okay to have a different opinion. I don't hate people because they have a different opinion than mine. I would just like them to be able to back it up with some real research. I seen this one video on Instagram, I'm sure it's on TikTok, and not that I agree with the setup, but it's usually, you know, 2 or 3 guys and 4 or 5 women, and they discuss things, and makes me glad I'm not in that type of plane anymore, because a lot of it has to do with, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend stuff in these days and ages. But, you know, the young lady called the guy a misogynist. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And he asked her to define the word. And she couldn't do it. And because she got called out, all she did is she just kind of stared at the microphone, and instead of just saying, well, I really don't know what it means, I just hear a lot of people saying it, and, you know, teared up, and then asked him if she could go. Well, honey, you didn't have to ask him. It's America. You don't like the question he asked? You got every right to get up and leave. You didn't have to ask him if it was okay for you to go. Just leave. He's got no power over you. But the thing of it is, she's using a word that she's heard everybody throw out there and didn't know the meaning of. You know, the first time I heard it, I had to look it up. I didn't know what it meant either. I don't know if anybody's truly like that. Got all these other big words. They're trying to use a big word to sit there and category a whole person's personality in one word. You can't do it. But anytime they're up against somebody they don't like, here comes the words. No facts, just words. Well, folks, stop doing that. All right? But I'll be honest with you, year 2024, which I think is going to be a very chaotic year, is going to be the year of Mom and I take care of ourselves. All right? We put forth our duties to God, country, and family. We did the best we could, put all our energy into raising our children. They either appreciate it or they don't. Nothing I can do about it. We're done. I did everything I could do for this country. All right, it's on you now. You youngins, you're going to make the country the way you think you want it, and you're going to get my age and you're going to look back and you're going to go, what the hell were we thinking? My God, what did we create? So here's my advice. All right, we all get along far better than social media and media tries to portray. We really do. That level of hate just isn't there on a one-on-one basis. All right, number 2, going completely digital, especially with currency, will be the end of it all. Don't do it. Once you go completely digital, once you allow them to put a kill switch on your car, once you allow them to put a kill switch on your bank account, you are now slaves to the system. And you did it voluntarily. All right? Sometimes convenience is not everything. Number 3, work on making yourself happy and not trying to solve the world's problems, because they're not going to solve. All right, war is hell, period. Always has been, always will. But we've been doing it since we've had written history. Hate to break it to you, but going out there and blocking roads and causing people stress is not how you get your message out. Anytime you hear something, research it. 90% of what's put on the internet is either completely false, or it's misleading, or a half-truth. Dig it in 3 layers deep, because the best lies start with the truth. You know, and if you're seeing something wrong and the person that said it to you looks confused, and maybe there should be another conversation. Now we just don't talk. And then we listen to the wrong people. Remember, when they want to get you in some sort of cult or ideology, the first thing they do is they attack the family unit. They get you away from mom and dad. Because until that happens, they can't have control of you. And once you realize that you are no longer communicating with your parents that haven't abused you, you know, that are not drug addicts or severe alcoholics, maybe you need to rethink what you're doing. 2024, as the world burns, and it's going to burn at some level or another, Mom and I are going to take care of ourselves. Because I'm tired of doing things for others. And it makes no difference. Done with it. It's silly on my part. It's silly to cause me stress. And obviously the other parties don't care. Can't force people to come your way of thinking. You can warn them. You can give them real life examples. But at the end of the day, if they don't see it, you're just wasting both your time. And I'm done wasting mine. So, my goals is try to save up some money. Mom and I would like to go to Scotland someday. But we're still healthy enough to enjoy it. Gonna work on my powerlifting. So come March, I can maybe up my standings in it. Come springtime, work on my discus throwing. So I can have a good showing at the Pan American Games. Gonna go to Arnold for the first time. Mom and I are gonna go to places that we've always wanted to go, and we just didn't have time to go or money because we were doing our part for God, country, and family. Well, I've done my part. Younger generations, now time to do yours. Be very careful on what type of world you leave. The direction you're going now, it's going to be a very dark and evil place. And why am I done? Like I said, I've done all I can. And when it finally goes to that point, chances are I won't be with y'all anymore. I've been moved on. So I'm not going to stress out my life for your inability to understand what's coming. You've been warned, you've been told numerous times. You choose to go the actions you do. I wish you luck. I really do. Because you're going to need it. I think young people just think the world is, rainbows and puppy dogs and unicorns. It's not. It's a very competitive place. It can be a very dark place, but it can be a good place. But you can't go through there with blinders on. So, take care of your health. Your physical health will help your mental health. Your mental health will help your enjoyment in life. Your enjoyment will help your physical health. It's a wonderful circle. And I think you'll enjoy it far better. Boy, walking in the wind gets a little chillier. So, today if I make it to the gym, which I might, I think this is going to be arms. Just do a fun one. And then tomorrow, probably militaries and maybe some back. Then either Thursday or Friday we'll be back at the bench. I'll have to see. I think it's Friday. Give me an extra day. Maybe make that travel to Shorewood. It's hard to mark bench heavy when you don't have any spotters. And even though I had one show up at the end to stand there, it's hard to build your confidence up, because if I would have had my regular spotter, my next lift would have been 390, not 365 again. But I still got a workout in, and I still accomplished what I wanted to. Until there's that. Woo! tell you this, it's a bit chilly. Cat's in the house. I'll watch for you, Dad. So that's my rant. Which probably will be the last one. Like I said, I've done my part. Y'all can take over now. See what you can do with it. You seem to be so full of advice anyway. Let's see how you do. So remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise, and have fun.